Okay, let's get this going. Hi, it's been a while. How are you? It's been a little over a year since I made my last video. And this is where have I been? Why did I go? Why are you back? type video. I have all my notes here to make sure I didn't forget anything. If you're interested to see where I went, why I'm back, and what kind of content I'm going to be creating moving forward, stick around. The last video I made for you guys was me turning the breast milk I had stored into lotions, creams, balms. I had one released, and then the other two, I didn't like how they came out, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna have to re-record these. And then in that process was when we really solidified that we were going to move. I used to live in Orlando, Florida. I lived there since I was about 3 months old. I was born in Jersey, and my mom moved me to Orlando 3 months later, and I lived there until I was 35. Florida, it never felt like my home. I always felt it in my heart that I needed to move. It wasn't the place, and it wasn't until I had my daughters and I was thinking long-term about their education, the life I wanted to provide, Florida started to feel less and less like home. And I truly thought it wasn't gonna work out for me. I thought I would spend my ending days in Florida because I had all my family. My husband has all his family minutes away from us. And I just thought, we're never gonna go. So when the doors opened up, we're like, it actually can happen and it's going to happen. We jumped on that opportunity, got everything in order, and we left. I now live Virginia. I have so many crazy stories on just things that showed I was supposed to live here my whole life. So all the topics I'm going to talk about, I'm not going to go super in depth with them because if not, this video is going to be forever. So if there are specific topics that I talk about that you're like, hey, I would like to hear more about it, then I'll create those videos. Otherwise, it's going to just be kind of like a skim. This felt so perfect from the day one. We feel at home. We feel at peace. We love it here. Isabella is driving. Luna loves it. My family loves it. My mom is actually planning to move over. She's in the process of doing that as well with my stepdad, my sister, my grandma's considering it. It's just so much positive has come out from this change, and I just love it. It was the best decision we made for our home, for our family, for our children, for our marriage, and we are obsessed with it. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see I can't say enough about how much we love it here. Second reason I stopped making content was in the middle of all that, we decided to homeschool my daughter. That was another passion in my heart that tugged on it from the moment we enrolled her in VPK in Orlando. The moment we started doing that, that uneasy feeling, it never felt right putting her in public school. Nothing wrong with public school. And if that is your choice, beautiful. You do what's best for your home, your family, your children. But for us, I was just like, it just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right. And I gave it the year. I truly did. And about 6 months into it, I'm just like, let me really start researching into homeschooling. My husband wasn't on board at first, and it took some education on both of our parts to really learn the ins and outs of homeschooling, the possibilities, what it can be, what are the benefits for your children, for your home, for your family, long-term, short-term, just so many different things. I read so many books on homeschooling. I watched so many documentaries. I talked to so many people. It became the other part of my world. It was moving and homeschooling. I wanted to see, like, is this the right choice? And in my deepest heart of hearts, it felt like it was right. And after a ton of education and a ton of learning, my husband was just like, this is actually a really great choice. We felt blessed that we were able to provide that option for our daughters. And it just felt like the right choice. We started day one of homeschooling after transitioning her. She finished her BPK year. We had our summer. We did the moving part literally a week after we moved, where our house was still chaotic. We started our homeschool journey, official curriculum, everything there. And that was its own world. And when you're part of the homeschooling community, a big part of it is like nesting. Like when you're pregnant and you're getting ready for your baby to arrive, you nest. You nest the area that you feel you're going to spend most of your time in. You get your curriculum ready. You get all of that. I didn't get to do any of it. Any of it. I felt so lost when we moved here. I had things in boxes. I didn't get that chapter before we started. So I had to get nips and like little things here and there while we were homeschooling. And I'm still figuring out our room dynamic, and I'm still playing, which is always going to change. But that initial nesting period, I didn't get. So let's see what else I wrote. Oh, I stopped breastfeeding. I also stopped that a month and a half after we moved here to Virginia. And I wanted to go on until she was ready to stop. But then I realized I needed to stop when I was ready. And it reached that point. My daughter was showing no signs of slowing down, of wanting to stop. And it was mentally, physically, emotionally draining on me. I stopped enjoying it because she reached a stage where she became very clingy. She would scream and cry. We would be in public and she's yanking at me. And it's just, I wasn't enjoying the experience anymore. The constant being touched and being pulled at and being crying until she nursed. I was waking up and within minutes, I was already just uneasy. I wasn't happy. And I'm like, okay, it's time for me to stop. I did my last photos. I did a reel I shared on Instagram. And then literally on her second birthday, I called it quits. And just because I was ready didn't mean I was emotionally ready. I cried my eyeballs out, and honestly, just talking about it, my eyes get watery. It was an experience that everything I wanted, I worked. Why am I getting emotional? Why? Stop it. It was everything I hoped it would be, everything I wanted it to be. I worked so hard from Izabella to Luna to educate myself, to try different alternatives, to try different products, to be open, to give myself grace, and it went beautifully. Where I am now, as you guys can see, I don't have any makeup on other than like my eyebrows. I penciled them in a little. I don't remember if I put mascara on. I don't think so. And I put like a little concealer under my eyes because I'm still not getting much sleep. But I started my skin journey. I am 35 and I still battle intensely with acne, eczema, and the acne was not getting any better. This is where I am, and I'm only about a month into my journey. This is where I am, and I am recording that. You know I can't go on any journey, whether it's fertility, pregnancy, any journey, and not include you guys in this. So this was my skin journey, and I am trying a completely new approach. I actually already recorded my first video, but I wanted to get this video out so you guys can be like, where did she go? Not just randomly popping in another video, but I am documenting that one. I am working with an amazing dermatologist who is just phenomenal on so many levels, and I'm super excited to share her with you. And she is just taking an approach I've never seen before. And for somebody who has battled acne their entire life, pretty much, I have tried everything under the book, everything, and I was just tired. I was tired of feeling horrible in my skin, and I was tired of not looking in mirrors because I got just embarrassed and just self-conscious, and it was just rough. And I was just like, there has to be something else. And I did some research. I found a dermatologist that had a completely different approach. I'm like, let me try her out. So we are on that journey, and I'm documenting it and sharing it with you. So stay tuned for that. The first video should come out shortly after this one. But in the meantime, I have been in Virginia. I moved here in August. It is January, so August, September. 5 months. I've been here 5 months, and in this time, I've just been finding my peace, finding my new normal, getting acclimated, getting adjusted. We have seasons here. Oh my gosh, seasons. However, the winter isn't that wintry, and it doesn't snow as much. Like when I did my research, they're like, yeah, it snowed, but then like the last like 2 years, it hasn't. We got one snow day. Well, my eyeballs out. That one's on my Instagram too. But it wasn't a lot of snow, and like the weather shows it's gonna snow, and then it doesn't. So I'm hoping before winter ends, we get just one more snow day for the girls. That's been my world, and sorry I took a break unexpectedly and did not announce it, but I am back. And I have such a big passion now. Like my heart feels like, okay, I'm ready. I am ready to get started on this. So topics I want to share. My skin journey is going to be one of them. Homeschooling, of course, is going to be one of them. I still want to talk about breastfeeding with you guys because that was such a big part of my life, such a big passion. And although I'm not breastfeeding anymore, I still have so much products I wanted to review with you, pumps that I was using, everything. So I will be going and doing my product reviews on breast pump. That's an overview, but I am here. My daughters are now 5 and 2. A 2-year-old and a 5-year-old. It's just crazy. They turned 3 and 6 this year, so it's just good. My family should be here hopefully in like 4 months, living like on and off with them. It's been hard. This is gonna be my office. I have an office, y'all, but I haven't been able to super decorate it because when my family comes, this, depending how much family, because we've had a lot of family in this house at one time, I need all of my rooms, so this, we get a bed in here and it turns into another guest room. Thanks for sticking around on my page, saying subscribed, even though I wasn't creating as much content in the last year. Thanks for the messages. I did get messages from you on Instagram. If you don't have me on Instagram, please follow me. And yeah, just here creating some honest and vulnerable motherhood for you. I don't really do that wishy-washy. I don't do it. I don't know. I'm just an open book and honest and just being real, because that's all I know how to be. So if you like it, follow me, and I will see you soon, guys. Thank you.